Good evening, sir. I'm Sean Danilo Basig, your health educator.
Yes, sir.
So, based po sa naging resulta po ng NPI natin, gusto nyo pong ma-achieve ang
Mas healthy na body type, sir.
galing si sir, tumpak. Sir, gumawa po ako ng PowerPoint para po malaman po natin kung paano po natin ito malulutas. Okay? Sir, bibigyan muna kita sir ng background para may konting kaalaman ka po sa iyong kalagayan ngayon. Sir, sir, based po sa ating naging resulta, malnutrition. Mayroon ka pong malnutrition. Sir, malnutrition is a state where a person's BMI does not achieve their standard weight on their height. Sir, alam naman po natin na hindi hindi pasado sa normal range ang ating BMI nung nag-check po tayo. Sir, ayan. So, what are the risk factor of malnutrition to a person's life? Ano nga
po ba?
So, ganito lang yan. So, nakadepende to sa ating lifestyle choices, our mental health, and family history at risk factors for undernutrition. It also lists conditions like hyperthyroidism, muscle loss, poverty, excessive fasting, food scarcity, and eating disorders as contributing to undernutrition. Sir, naiintindihan po naman natin yun, di ba sir?
Yes po. Yes po.
Okay. So, why does having a good BMI is crucial for health? Ano nga ba?
Po ba?
So, ito yan. How often you should get your blood pressure checked depends on your age and overall health. As your provider for a blood pressure reading at least every 2 years starting age 18. If you're age 40 or older, or you're 18 to 39 with a high risk of high blood pressure, ask for a blood pressure check every year. Sir, dapat makita po natin ang BP natin. Okay po. So, your care provider will likely recommend more frequent readings if have high blood pressure or other risk factors for heart disease. Children age 3 and older may have blood pressure measured as a part of their yearly checkups. Sir, okay po. So, who is at risk to malnutrition? Sino nga ba ang mga may sa malnutrition? So, every country in the world is affected by one or more forms of malnutrition. Combating malnutrition in all its forms is one of the greatest global health challenges. Women, infants, children, and adolescents are particular risk of malnutrition. So, optimizing nutrition early in life, including the 1,000 days from conception to a child's second birthday, ensures the best possible start in life with long-term benefits. Diba? Sir. So, poverty amplifies the risk of and risk from malnutrition. People who are poor are more likely to be affected by different forms of malnutrition. Also, malnutrition increases healthcare costs, reduces productivity, and can perpetuate a cycle of poverty and ill health. Okay? So, what are the risk factors of having a malnutrited body? So, dyan na tayo papasok, sir. Sir Carlos, malnutrition is a common, under-recognized, and undertreated problem facing patients and clinicians. It is both a cause and consequences of disease and exists in institutional care and the community. Approximately 5% of the UK population are underweight with a body mass index or BMI. So below 20 kg, although obese individuals who unintentionally lost weight and subsequently have a BMI within the normal range are also risk of malnutrition. So, hindi lang mga ganyang bagay, sir, ang under sa malnutrition. So, other patients becomes at risk as a result of an acute event. So, leaving them unable to meet their metabolic requirements both in the short and longer term. The prevalence of malnutrition increases by at least twofold in the elderly and those with chronic disease, and threefold in individuals living in institutional care. So, the prevalence of the malnutrition in UK hospitals reported over the last 15 years range from 13 to 40%. Many patients seeing a further decline in their nutritional status during hospital's admission. A large survey conducted by the British Association of Parenteral and Enteral Nutrition, or BAPEN, in 2008, found that 28% of inpatients were at risk of malnutrition. Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
The prevalence was higher in specific subpopulation. For example, 34% of all emergency admissions and 52% of admissions from care homes. Specific micronutrient deficiencies are also common, especially in the elderly. For example, folate deficiency has been described in 29% of independent elderly population and 35% of those institutional care. So, consequences of malnutrition of body to a person's life. Ito na, sir, yung mga consequences ng mga malnutrition. So, recovery of every organ system under sa muscle function. Weight loss due to depletion of fat and muscle mass, including organ mass, is often the most obvious sign of malnutrition. Muscle function declines before changes in muscle mass occur, suggesting that altered nutrient intake has important impact independent of the effects on muscle mass. Similarly, improvements in muscle function with nutrition support occur more rapidly than can be accounted for by replacement of muscle mass alone. So, downregulation of energy-dependent cellular membrane pumping or reductive adaptation is one explanation for these findings. This may occur following only a short period of starvation. Kaya nga po nung nasa NBI tayo, like yung nurse-patient interaction nung una tayong na nakaramdam ka ng gutom.
Yes.
Ito na, sir, dito na tayo papasok. Ayun na. However, dietary intake is insufficient to meet requirements over a more prolonged period of time, the body draws a functional reserves in tissues such as muscle, adipose tissue, and bone, leading to the changes in body composition. With time, there are direct consequences for tissue function, leading to loss of functional capacity and a brittle but stable metabolic state. Rapid decompensation occurs with insults such as infection and trauma. Importantly, unbalanced or sudden excessive increases in energy intake also put malnourished patients at risk of decompensation and refeeding syndrome. So, sir, under naman sa cardiorespiratory function, reduction in cardiac muscle mass is recognized in malnourished individuals. Excuse me, sorry. The resulting decrease in cardiac output has a corresponding impact of renal function by reducing renal perfusion and glomerular filtration rate. So, micronutrient and electrolyte deficiencies may also affect cardiac function, particularly during refeeding. So, poor diaphragmatic and respiratory muscle function reduces cough, pressure, and expectoration of secretions, delaying recovery, respiratory tract infection. So, nagre-reduce siya, sir, ng cough, pressure. Okay? So, for gastrointestinal function, Adequate nutrition is important for preserving GL function. Chronic malnutrition results in changes in pancreatic exocrine function, intestinal blood flow, bilious architecture, and intestinal permeability. So, the colon loses its ability to reabsorb water and electrolytes, and secretion of ions and fluid occur in the small and large bowel. This may result in diarrhea, which is associated with high mortality rate severely malnourished patient. Sir, itong mga sinasabi ko is mga background. Okay? Sir, hindi ka naman po nakaramdam ng diarrhea, no?
Hindi
Diba?
naman po, hindi naman.
Okay. So, immunity and wound healing. Immune function is also affected, increasing the risk of infection due to impaired cell-mediated immunity and cytokine. Complement and phagocyte function, delayed wound healing is also well described in malnourished surgical patients. So, sir, wala ka naman po napansin nung na-operan ka na po ba, sir?
Ay, hindi po.
Hindi po. Okay, sir? Or nasugatan, sir?
Eh, syempre po, nasugatan naman po.
Pero mabilis po ba itong gumaling?
Hindi, mabilis naman, okay naman po, normal lang.
So, psychosocial effects. In addition to these physical consequences, malnutrition also results in psychosocial effects such as apathy, depression, anxiety, and self-neglect. Okay? Malnutrition, clinical outcome, and the health economy. Clinical outcome, the consequences of malnutrition on physiological function have an important impact on clinical outcome. In the 1930s, surgeons observed that patients who were starved or underweight had a higher incidence of postoperative complications and mortality. So, a large number of studies have subsequently supported this original observation. Malnourished surgical patients have complication and mortality rates 3 to 4 times higher than normally nourished patients, with longer hospital admissions incurring up to 50% greater cost. So, similar findings have also been described in medical patients, particularly the elderly. It's often difficult to separate the deleterious effect of malnutrition from the underlying disease process itself, especially because it can be a cause and or consequence of the other. So, what are the causes of having malnutrition as a disease?
Baka po ba?
So, malnutrition is also a major resource issue for public expenditure, or BAPEN has recently, the BAPEN has recently calculated that the cost associated with the disease-related malnutrition in the UK in 2007 were over 13 billion, greater than that the obesity. This calculation involved the summing of treatment costs for both the underlying disease process and malnutrition. So, the potential cost saving associated with the prevention and treatment of malnutrition are considered a saving as small as 1% represents. Okay? So, if a person is underweight, there are various helpful weight gain methods that they can try. So, a person can gain weight by following a healthful diet, incorporates nutritious calorie-dense food. So, ayun sir, kailangan po natin na mag-gain ng weight para mantas ang malnutrition. Kumain ng tama.
Yes po.
So, a doctor may recommend a person tries a specific diet for weight gain or refer them to a dietitian who can help a person develop a diet plan that works for them. So, sir, mas makakabuti pag gusto nyo talagang mag-gain ng weight or i-build ang iyong katawan para mas maging healthy, pumunta ka po sa mga dietitian. Doesn't mean, sir, na dietitian is para lang sa mga obese na kailangan nilang magpapayat. It's also yung mga gustong mag-gain ng weight at mag-build ng muscle.
Okay po.
Okay?
Okay.
So what are the medication or exercise to improve body health? So, some key components of a diet for weight gain may include adding snacks. High protein and whole grain carbohydrate snacks can help a person gain weight. Examples include peanut butter, crackers, protein bar, trail mix, pita chips, and hummus, or a handful of almonds. So eating several small meals a day. Sometimes a person may be underweight because they cannot tolerate eating large meals. Instead, a person can eat several small meals through the day. Sir, kailangan natin kumain talaga ng ano eh. Kasi diba, gaya po ng nung nag-interview tayo, ang dalawa, nakakaramdam ko pa ng gutom.
Yes po. Nakakaramdam
So, sir, kailangan po natin kumain. Huwag po natin tigilan. So, for incorporating additional foods, a person can add calorie-dense food sources to their existing diet, such as putting silvered almonds on top or cereal or yogurt, sunflower or chia seeds on a salad or soup, or nut butter or on whole grain toast. So, sir, yun yung mga pwede na magpa-build katawan at yung gusto nyo pong mag-gain ng weight. So, avoiding empty calories. Eating high-calorie foods may cause a person to gain weight. Ayun, sir. But they also have excess fats that could affect a person's heart and blood vessels. A person should avoid foods that are high in sugar and salt. So, it doesn't mean, sir, na pwede yung, kung gusto mo mag-gain ng weight, sir, pili pa rin po yung mga hindi po pwedeng kain lang ng kain ng kung ano-ano. Kailangan pili din talaga, sir. Para hindi naman po maapektahan yung mga ibang parte ng ating katawan.
Okay.
Sir, ayun sir, kailangan nating mag-exercise din. Para kung gusto mo, sir, talagang ma-build yung body physique nyo. Sir, ano naman po ang masasabi nyo na gusto nyo pa pong baguhin?
Para sa akin, yung katawan ko lang talaga. So,
Katawan lang talaga.
gusto kong magkaroon ng fats, konting fat, yung healthy.
Oo,
Kasi
healthy.
masyado akong mapayat para sa aking tangkad.
Oo, tama yan, sir. Kasi, sir, kailangan natin lahat ng ating natutunan sa ating patient's teaching or itong ating lesson under sa issue mo,
Yes po.
kailangan natin i-apply to, sir.
Yes naman.
So, sir, kaya po ginawa ito kasi para may konting kaalaman po kayo sa inyong sa nangyari sa inyong katawan.
Okay.
At ginawa ko rin po itong lesson plan na to, sir, para may apply po sa inyong katawan at makapag-gain po kayo ng weight na tulad ng iyong inaasam. Sir, kumain lang ng tama, sir.
Yes.
Kumain ng tamang pagkain.
Mhm.
Mag-exercise, sir.
Yes.
Matulog ng tamang oras, sir.
Yes naman.
Iwas din po tayo sa stress, sir. Kaya, ano, sir, before that, so, may Bible verse tayo for reflection on motivational quote or biblical principle related to health and well-being. So, according to 1 Corinthians 6 verse 13, verse concept, food is for the stomach, and the stomach is for food. But God will do away with both of them. Yet, the body is not for immorality, but for the Lord, and the Lord is for the body. Okay? So this focuses on how Apostle Paul discusses the relationship between the body and food, as well as the concept of sexual morality. He uses the analogy of food, which is necessary for physical sustenance, to convey broader ideas about the body and its purpose. So Paul asserts that while food and the stomach have a temporary function, our bodies hold greater significance. They are not made for sinful acts like sexual immorality, but are designed to serve the Lord. This teaches us that our physical bodies are important for our spiritual lives and that we must honor God through how we treat our bodies.
Yes po.
Sir, sana po pag-take note po sir ang verse na ito para mas
Yes po.
lalong mag-gain po at mas ma-achieve nyo po ang goal nyo.
1 Corinthians 6 verse 13.
Yes sir. So, Mr. Carlos Bacos,
So,
thank you po at sana po ma-achieve nyo po ang inyong goal na makuha ang inyong inasal.
yes, tuwan
Sir,
po.
again, I'm Sean Daniel Basig, a student nurse from Adventist University of the Philippines, a health educator of malnutrition.
Yes.
Sir, Mr. Carlos Bacos,